What's up, guys? Matt Brown here for playpicks.com and thelines.com. Going to talk to you about the game. It's here. The big game, the grand game, the superb owl, however you want to say it. Super Bowl 54 between the San Francisco 49ers and the Kansas City Chiefs is finally upon us. And if you are betting for the first time, we have new markets entering all over the place. If you are just getting started, then this is the video for you. And if you want to keep in touch with everything that we're doing, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. Give us a thumbs up and even let us know in the comments if there's anything else you would like to see here on this YouTube channel with Play Picks and the Lines. Everything we do absolutely free, including all the content on the website. So you head over here to thelines.com and you will find an article, How to Bet on Super Bowl 54, everything you need to know here in 2020. And guys, listen, if you are already a betting savvy person, then skip down to one of the other videos where we talk about the various types of bets and things that are going on out there. But if you're really new and you just want to kind of get a feel of the landscape and see how things are going, then yeah, this is the video for you. Stick around and we'll run through everything here. So we have the written breakdown on the lines, and I'll just kind of walk you through everything and then show you on the actual sports books how all of this plays out here. You know, it's going to be Sunday, 6:30 Eastern, 3:30 Pacific, and there are just a million different ways. If you are over in New Jersey or Pennsylvania or whatever it might be, you got a lot of different options. So be sure and take advantage of the options here. So let's take a look at some of the most very common ways that people bet on the Super Bowl. We'll start with the money line. And whenever you go to one of the sports books, this is DraftKings, here's William Hill, there's PointsBet, there's MGM, BetMGM. You're going to see this is the money line right here, indicated by just a plus or minus number. You'll see it right here over on William Hill. Here's PointsBet. Here's the money line. Over at BetMGM, same deal. You look over here. Actually, they list it first. So what you're looking at here, guys, the money line, this is just betting on who wins the game. They don't have to win by any certain amount of points, anything like that. It's just who wins the game. At the end, who's hoisting the trophy, that is what a money line bet is. You see the plus and the minus, pretty simple here. A minus number means that is what you have to bet to win $100. The plus money is what you win on a $100 bet. So you don't have to bet $100. It's just the easiest way for you to understand how all this works. So you see the minus 122. What does that minus mean? That's what we have to bet to win 100. So you bet $122 on the Chiefs. If they were to win, you win $100 plus your 122 back for a total of 222. If you bet on the 49ers at plus 108, you bet your $100, you win $108 plus your $100 back. So you'll be holding $208 at the end there. So the plus money, you'll see that is the underdog is indicated by the plus money. The minus lets you know that team is the favorite. So 125 over here, you'd have to bet 125 on the Chiefs to win 100. You get 105 on the comeback here. The plus money over here, same deal, plus 105 over on BetMGM as well. So again, minus is the favorite, plus is the underdog. That is the number that you have to bet, the minus to win $100. The plus is what you get back on a $100 bet. Cruise over here and take a look a little bit further is the point spread bet. This is what you'll hear all the time. What's the line? What's the spread? Whatever that might be, that is this number that you find right here on the point spread. The minus indicates the favorite yet again, and that means that the team has to win by at least that many points in order for you to win the bet on that team. So it's a 1.5 over here over on DraftKings, but you can see here on William Hill, it's sitting at 1. So what this means is the Kansas City Chiefs have to win the game by more than 1 point for you to win the bet that you were to place on the Kansas City Chiefs. The San Francisco 49ers, on the other hand, can lose the game by up to 1 point, and you would still win a bet on the San Francisco 49ers. If it happens to land on exactly 1 point, then you guys are going to, what you're going to see there, it's called a push. So that is a no-win situation. You just get your money back. It's a tie. Don't worry about it. So in this very scenario here, so let's say if you wanted to bet on the underdog, you would come over to a site like DraftKings where you get the extra half point. So the 49ers could actually lose by 1 in this scenario, and you would still win your bet because they would have to lose by 2 points since you have that extra half point on there for them to actually lose the bet for you. Now, if you were to bet on the Chiefs, you'd want to come over here to William Hill where it's just sitting at 1. The Chiefs could still win the game by 1 point. It would be a push, but In the other scenario, if you go with the 1.5 over here, they could win the game by 1 point. You would actually still lose because you would need them to win by 2 to cover that half point. So what we would do is bet the 1 over here over on William Hill. So if that were to be the scenario, they only won by 1 point, then that would be a push. You'd at least get your money back in that situation. But win by 2 or more points here is what you're looking for the Chiefs. And on the 49ers, you want them to not lose by 2 or more points here with the plus 1.5. Another very, very popular bet is the total, the over-under bet. It's another way to go about talking about this one right here. You'll hear this a lot. That is just the total points scored in the game. So over here, it's 54 over on DraftKings. It's sitting at 55 over here on William Hill. So you can see the difference here. Total points. So how many points did the 49ers score? How many points did the Chiefs score? Add them together. That is what this total bet is right here. So if you wanted to bet the over, you would bet it over here on DraftKings because it's sitting at 54. If you wanted to bet the under, you would come over here and bet it on William Hill because you get that extra point for it to be under. So 55 sitting over here. Again, this is the importance of, especially if you're over in Pennsylvania, if you're over in New Jersey, or any of these markets that has multiple sports books, to be sure and compare the different prices out there because you can see that there's just a varying way. See, it's sitting 54.5 here at BetMGM, same thing at PointsBet. If you're looking to bet a parlay, another very popular bet, and that is 2 or more legs of a bet, but all of them have to hit in order for you to get paid on that bet. So we would come in here and we would want to parlay, 2 different things. Maybe we would even do a cross sport parlay because that's something that you can do as well. So you'd bet the point spread, and then you would also bet another bet. And if both legs have to hit in order for you to get paid on that ticket, you get one of 2, no dice. It's a losing ticket. Prop bets is another very popular way that you bet the Super Bowl. For the Super Bowl, these sports books put out hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds of prop bets. Proposition bets is the formal term, prop being short for proposition. So basically what you're doing here, and you can see they'll be clearly labeled. So it'll say novelty props here, game props, and then you get into the player props and the various ways that you can bet this thing from a player prop standpoint. And basically what they're asking you is either a yes or no question or an over and under question on these player props here. So for example, let's go into a game prop here, and you can see, will this happen is what they're asking you. Game specials here to obtain the most first downs. Do you want it to the Chiefs? Do you want it to be the 49ers? Specialty game props. Will there be, a first half 2-minute warning will occur with 2 minutes left on the clock? There's all these different crazy ways that you can do that. On the player prop side, first to score a touchdown, last to score a touchdown, to score a touchdown at all. So they give you the options of all this with these various players here. Will Raheem Mostert score the first touchdown? You're going to get 6.5 to 1 on your money. Will he score the last touchdown? 6.5 to 1 on your money. Does he score a touchdown at any point in the game? You actually have to lay $155 to win 100. He is minus 155 to score. So a heavy favorite to get in the end zone in the game here. But you can see the less likely that a guy is to be the first or the last touchdown or to even get in the end zone throughout the course of the whole game, your odds increase. So you see Sammy Watkins, who's kind of a secondary, even third option in the pass game for the Chiefs. Whenever you look at Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce, for him to score the first touchdown, plus 1,800, so 18 to 1 on your money. Same deal for the last touchdown. And for him to score at any point in the whole game, you're still getting 2.5 to 1 on your money. So plus 250. These are all different types of prop bets. The other things that you'll see as far as prop bets go is the over under type of props. And so you look here, here's the quarterback, and we're looking at touchdown passes for Jimmy Garoppolo and Patrick Mahomes. Over 1.5 touchdown passes, under 1.5 touchdown passes. We could go to the rushing props, and we're looking at rushing yardage. Damian Williams, will he go over 50.5 yards or will he go under 50.5 yards? And you can see how this all goes here. Same deal when we get to the receiving. It'll be over 67.5 or under 67.5 yards for George Kittle. They will also allow you to bet on receptions. So George Kittle, will he have 5.5? Will he have more than 5.5 receptions or under 5.5 receptions? So you can see how the prop market works. It's either an over and under or a yes or no, or you're betting on one of the teams to perform a certain outcome over the other. Hundreds and hundreds of these. So guys, you really have to dig through and see if there's anything that you're interested in. I mean, like I showed you just the most basic of ones, but hey, there are team props here. So you can see right there, total field goals and different total penalties, total punts. I mean, all kinds of crazy different ways that you can bet this game. And there's even like novelty props here, and it's listed as novelty props. Yes, you can bet the coin toss if you want to. You could even bet heads or tails, who's going to win, the Chiefs or the 49ers. So all kinds of interesting ways from a prop bet standpoint is how you can tackle the Super Bowl. One of the other things here, is listed as exotic props. And that's kind of the thing I did under this novelty prop here with some of these other things. They're just kind of funny, right? I mean, will the guy actually call the right coin toss? So whichever team calls the coin flip and the ref says, do you want heads or tails? You can bet on whether the guy gets it right or not whenever he says heads or tails. These are all kind of the exotic and the more kind of out there props that are available. And finally, the other way that you can bet the Super Bowl, and I'm not able to show you here on one of the sports books because obviously the game isn't going, but it's actually betting in game. So whenever the game gets going, you would be able to come in here and you would actually be able to bet as the game is going. You would click on the little NFL tab up here on any of these sports books. You would just click on the NFL tab. And when you did that, you would see there would be odds for you to bet on for where the game is at that point in the game. So you will see this change throughout the course of the game. The total will change that we talked about, the over-under bet, the spread will change, the money line will change. At DraftKings and some of these books over on the East Coast, they'll also give you live prop bets that you can bet. So while we had, some of these guys sitting at a certain number for receptions or receiving yards or whatever it might be, or rushing yards throughout the course of the game, let's say Raheem Mostert comes in and actually starts with a very, very slow game, you might actually see his total drop in game to something like 60.5 yards. And so you'll be able to get in on in-game prop bets as well. So if you feel like you've got a good feel for how the game is going, if you have a good look for how the game is going, certainly you could get in-game as well. Again, the props will change, the total will change, the spread will change, the money line will change. So be sure and take advantage of the in-game options that are there as well. Of course, if you are located in any of these states, these are all the places that you can bet online. If you're located in any of these states, these are all the places you can still legally bet. It's just at a retail location, so you actually have to physically go into a sports book to get it done. But the most common ways, as we talked about, is just the point spread, the money line, and the total. The three easiest ways, the three most popular ways that people bet the game. And of course, the hundreds and hundreds of props. If you want to get involved on those as well, you can see just endless amounts of prop bets that you can bet all the way up and down the various online sports books over on the East Coast. Guys, this article is also lined up here on the lines if you want to take a look at it with just a breakdown of all the different ways that you can bet on the Super Bowl here in 2020. And again, check back on this YouTube channel, check back on the lines, check back on Play Picks. All of these everything we're doing is absolutely free all week long. Tons of videos, tons of podcasts, tons of articles helping you enjoy the Super Bowl, hopefully give you as much information as humanly possible, and also help you make a little bit of money along the way. Hit that subscribe button. We'll see you guys right back here on the channel.